Hey guys, and welcome back to another Building Kashyyyk weekly segment. So guys, this week we're going to continue on with the space we've added between the beach and the Kashyyyk tree or mountain, whatever you want to call that. So last week I had pushed it over by 2 gray base plates, which is a pretty big amount of space for those of you who know that. And a lot of you, I read the comments, a lot of you are really actually quite divided on this situation where you thought, oh no, keep it the same, or no, change it. You should add this somewhere, or you should add that somewhere, you should take that away, you should do that. A lot of different opinions. I couldn't really clearly pinpoint what exactly all of you really wanted. So I just kind of looked at what you guys said and obviously didn't want it exactly like that. So I've made it a change. And what I've actually done is gotten rid of one of the gray base plates, replaced it with a green, and the extra space has been added to the water. You'll see that in a few minutes, and you'll actually see how big of a difference that does and is going to do. And I think it's going to be something a lot of you guys are really going to be happy with. I think this is the final kind of layout, I guess you could say, for Kashyyyk. I think this is going to be the best looking thing we're going to do. So I hope you guys like it. I'm kind of nervous because, you know, this is an interesting and another interesting change. But basically, I've tried to compromise with what you guys have said about you know, complaints I got or what you wanted to see and kept. So basically, I've added the grass, I've added sand, and I've added water now. So I've touched all 3. The only thing I didn't do is add more of the base, since we cut off that quite a bit. But trust me, you know, the multi-level base is going to look wonderful. I'm really actually dedicated and I'm thinking that it's going to look really great. And if I'm motivated, then that usually, when you have somebody who's motivated, when yourself is motivated and you're really, yeah, I really want to build that, then 9 times out of 10 it's going to come out the way you want, and it's actually going to exceed your expectations because your mind was dedicated into the moment. So I really like to think that way, that when you're really focused and you really enjoy what you're doing, you're going to put your best work into it. That's usually how really life kind of works. A little life lesson for you guys. So yeah, I just want to add that in, and without you guys, let's get right into the segment because I think you want to see it, don't you? Let's go.
Okay guys, so starting this week's video off, first of all, you can see there's already been a lot of building that's been going on. Right here, matter of fact, and right there is the Kashyyyk Wall, and then right here is actually what's going to be the circular base for the next Kashyyyk tree. So I'm pretty set on the idea of building a second one, and I've already figured out, you know, would that look too big? Would the door be kind of, you know, made, you know, would the tree get in the way of the door? Would it get in the way of the Kashyyyk Wall? You know, is it going to ruin the grass area? Is it going to ruin the beach area? I've thought out a lot of this, and, you know, another thing is you guys said in the comments, you're like, hey David, you know, I think 2 base plates where the sand is right here, I think that's too big. And I listened to what you guys had to say, but a lot of you guys still wanted the water. Because remember, a lot of you guys said double water and double the sand and grass. So, and you guys were all split in the middle about that. And you guys are still kind of like, oh, well, 2 base plates is too big right here. So, I've compromised. What I've done, as you can kind of already see, is I've put in green base plates, which are one of these shorter from a gray base plate. If you combine this with a green base plate like that, that will create the size of a gray base plate widthwise. So what I've done is I've shrunk it down from 2 gray base plates to a gray base plate and a green base plate. And the reason why there's a little blank empty spaces here and here is because I've ordered, actually some set had this, but there is actually a light bluish gray version of this plate. So I wanted to put it in here so we had, you know, light bluish gray going all the way down. Now, then I have a little section. I have, since I've shrunk it over here, I have this much more space now. And so what I'm going to do is put that on the water end right here. And I've ordered, I think six of these base plates, this size right here, in blue, which makes sense because it's water. And we'll put those 6 on the edge right here, and we'll extend the water to this point. And so that'll make the water not too much bigger, but still allowing enough space that it looks it blends in with all of this extra space we've been adding in over here. So that's what we have going on. And then right here is where I think pretty set on the idea of putting the Kashyyyk tree stem, this base part right here, right where this thing I just made. So I just had an idea where it would be. I think I like that. And then what I have in mind is taking the Kashyyyk Wall and running it right here along this edge. And you see what'll happen is the tree will be basically right here. It'll just kind of come up right here. So the Kashyyyk Wall kind of just circles it right here. And I think that would look really great. So you have all you basically want to imagine is basically putting the Kashyyyk Wall behind that tree right there, and that's kind of what I have in mind. I think that would look the best, in my opinion. I think you guys might just agree. So that's what I have in mind. The tree won't actually run right through the wall. It'll be just right on the edge of the wall and the actual tree stem. So yeah, and then this area, okay, so you see this tan line right here, right? This is actually where the beach is going to extend this way, not that way. All of this area, all of the area on this side is going to be dark green, and which will, by the way, a lot of you guys think that dark green is that right there is the final look. It's not. There's still so much more detail that's going to be put in. So for those of you for some reason assuming that this is it, it's not. I want to just remind you guys, remember the sand is also going to look like this too, really nice and detailed and stuff. Some little sand mounds going on. The same concept's going to be used, except with a lot of grass pieces and such. A lot of, this is the grass pieces I like using. I like to mix it up. I don't like using the same. I honestly hate people who use this piece alone and just stack it all right next to each other. I think that looks terrible because that's not how plants are not the exact same. It's not a farm of plants. It's a forest, and there's all kinds of green mixes. So this is the plantery mix I like to use. I like to use these. This stuff looks cool. Even these things right here look really great, and I like to change the colors up on these. So I really like to mix up my forest area usage or whatever. Plus, of course, we'll be having tons of these limbs all over the ground as well. So anybody who is doubting on the detail, trust me, that's something we focus on at the end of the project when the full building is done. And what I mean there is, once this Kashyyyk tree is built, once the mountain is built, and once the base is not fully detailed, but the actual structure building. So you have a skyscraper. They'll build the concrete structure up until they finish, and then they'll come back and add the windows and details and the rooms and the painting all come later. They first build the actual main structure, then they come along with all the details. That's the same exact concept we're using in this. So we're using real life construction on this Kashyyyk project. So I just wanted to let you guys know that some of you are just getting all kind of, I don't know, angry or whatever, angry in your pants or whatever about how there isn't enough detail, or there won't be enough detail. And trust me, there will be plenty of nice little details that you guys will really firmly enjoy. Right, so this is what I have in mind, and then what I'm doing right here is just stacking bricks, and this will make it 2 bricks up. I like having this, and then right now it's going to actually downslope this where this green area is. It's going to go down to 1 brick, and then it's going to go back up to another 2 bricks, and I like kind of varying that and such. So yeah. Anyhow, so that's what's going on right now. I'm not sure if I have enough tan plates to go from here all the way to connect all this, but we'll see what I can do. I did find, actually, in storage, I found an extra box of all these plates, so that came in handy. Kind of perfect timing there. But yeah, so a lot of detail. I think it looks pretty great already, even though we really haven't, topped it off with all the plates and colors and stuff. I gotta order more dark green. I gotta order more stuff for the next Kashyyyk tree. So we'll see what we can do within this segment, but there isn't gonna be, another Kashyyyk tree done in this segment. That's going to be over the next couple weeks and maybe months. I forget how long we spent on the Kashyyyk tree last time, but at least this time, you know, with the Kashyyyk tree we did last time, I think we spent, I don't know, it might have been 3-4 months we spent working on that thing. And that was because I had no idea what I was doing. I was just building and see what was happening, and it turned out to be a really, really awesome piece of Kashyyyk that a lot of you really enjoyed. So now I know exactly, I just have to build that exact same tree, but just the opposite direction. So you can see how it's leaning that way. It's kind of curving that way. The other one is going to come up and curve that way. So that's what I have in mind, and so I know exactly how to build this tree. So it shouldn't take as long. The only thing that might take it long is just getting the parts in. So, you know, I could probably have the next Kashyyyk tree done in the next 4 to 6 segments. It would only take maybe 4 or 6 weeks, depending on how busy I am and how things kind of turn out. But it shouldn't be too long to build another one, because I know exactly what I need to do to build it. It's not all experimental process. But yeah, then there's going to be as you can see, this whole area is going to be all dark green. Well, not dark green, but forest area. And then all of this right here will be beach area. And then you'll have the Kashyyyk Wall right here. And I think that's a pretty good layout. I can't complain. And then we'll extend the water out right here. The dark blue will kind of keep on cascading over here. And I think it will turn out to be a really, really kick ass mock. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to continuing this. So I've compromised with what you guys said. I've shortened it by a little bit, and also extended the water. So I think everybody will be happy, except for the people who wanted the base to be extended, because that hasn't been touched. Trust me, there will be plenty of room in the base. I know a lot of you were like doubting me on that, but just hold in your guts and just see how this turns out before you start to judge it. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and continue building, laying down the plates and stuff, and we'll see what happens. So let's go ahead and continue on. Okay guys, so what's happened now is I got all the blue base plates in, and they actually just came in today. Very exciting. So that is approximately the space the water will continue on to. So by next segment, all of the water will be pushed over to here, and I think that will look really great, actually. I think that'll be just enough space of water to be added on. So yeah, so that looks really great. Blue base plates I think will really work well for the end of here. So we're going to move, you know, as you can see, I've already started. I'm going to move all of that over, and then we'll fill it in with the studs and such, and so I think that'll look really good, actually. I'm looking forward to it. Alright, so not only that, but also I've started over here putting down the tan plates, and as you can see, some pretty good progress. And I wanted to show you guys, you know, what's happening with the green base plates. As you can see how it's kind of sloping down like that. It's a subtle slope down, actually. It's not really like dramatically going down. It's subtly going down, and then it'll go back up over in this area, and it'll kind of just do kind of a wave type of you know, the same kind of turn I took with this will happen the same way with this, so it'll continue that pattern throughout. So yeah, that's what that's looking like right now, and it's actually kind of not the easiest to do that, I can tell you. It's a bit harder than you might think. Let's see here. And then as you can see, I still haven't gotten my gray base plates. Hopefully those will come in over the next week. Actually, they probably should most definitely come over in the next week. So by next week, these will be filled in, and probably I'll have all the sand down. I still got to order the dark green plates for right there to fill in all that space. But what do you guys think? Is this shaping up pretty well? Is this looking good now? Do you like what I've done? Took what you guys had to say. I didn't add anything onto the base, but I shortened it here, and I added more water, but nothing where I took a gray base plate, put it to the water, or put it to the base. I kind of tried to compromise as best as I could, and I think I think it's gonna work out for the best. So I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to build that Kashyyyk tree. That'll be fun. I know a lot of you guys enjoyed me building the last one. Now that I have a perfectly good idea of what I'm doing this time, it should take half the time really. So everything's going as planned, and I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. What do you think of Kashyyyk now? Do you like what I've been doing here now? The way it's looking. Alright, so that's gonna do it, guys, for this part of the segment. Let's end it out with something a little bit different that you probably didn't really see coming. So let's go. Okay, guys, for the last segment, or last bit of the segment, I should say, something probably a little different, but it's going to have to do with Kashyyyk a little bit later. So we're gonna start, obviously, let's see here. Okay. We're gonna start, getting a lot of these Kashyyyk Trooper battle packs being built and stuff. Like, I probably have a good 30 plus, probably maybe at least 50 I'll use for Kashyyyk. And I don't really like building those speeders. Like, sometimes I'll build a lot of them, but sometimes I don't really want to. So, what I wanted to ask you guys is, I want to feature some custom creations in Kashyyyk, and this right here, this model you're looking at right now, uses almost all of the pieces of the 212th Troopers Battle Pack and the Kashyyyk Troopers Battle Pack combined. So that takes the Acapella Droid and the Land Speeder, or whatever that thing's called, Swamp Speeder. It takes those two, and I've made this out of it. It's a 2-seat speeder slash kind of cannon thing. It's kind of cool if you ask me. I mean, I think it's kind of neat. Ignore the fact that this is off color to this one. I have to fix that a little later. Anywho, so I want to ask you guys, I have 3 different models, and I want to hear your thoughts about them, and we'll go from there. So yeah, this is the first one. This is the Land Speeder. That's what I'm calling it. I can come up with a fancy name later, but yeah, it's got the flick-fire missiles. It's got 4 cannons here and here. I'm utilizing the these flick missile, these new guns right here. So took that and used a little droid body here and tried to make it work. I have this kind of like surrounding exterior shell around the speeder right here. Can't tell you how hard it is. When you're limited on pieces and you're trying to build something, you're like, ugh. You're really desperate to go get a piece from your collection, but I had to stay within the pieces I had. So it's an interesting limit to your build. And I have like these things. I guess they're kind of like little wings or something. And then kind of like this thing right here going down. I think this looks quite cool. And then on the back, you may have already seen it, there is a nice super duper awesome fast engine, and this is an accelerator? I don't know. I thought it looked cool, so I did that. This piece likes to come off in the front. I might need to fix that. There's kind of like a little place for that guy, and you can fit 2 troopers, and we can put Kashyyyk troopers in it too. We don't have to put 212th troopers in it. So yeah, what do you guys think? This is, honestly, I could probably do better, but I had fun building this, and I hope you guys think it's cool too. Do you think I should build more of these and feature it in Kashyyyk? Let me know down in the comments. Alright, the next one we're going to be looking at is a cannon. It's like a mini cannon. I know the cannon looks ridiculously big. So let me just show you exactly what it can do. So the cannon itself can kind of, so if enemies are coming up right here, the cannon can actually blow them to like bits and pieces. It's pretty awesome. It doesn't spin, sadly. show you the top here. So right here, there's some flick fire missiles that I use as cannons, and I'll show you what it kind of looks like at the front. So that's what that looks like. And then I don't know, I just kind of came up with this idea of taking these two things and combining this and making, you know, something like this out of it. I thought it was pretty ingenious. And then I just, you know, when you have leftover parts, you just see what you can do with them, and this is just nice extra added detail. It's probably a little over detailed, but I'm like, again, my goal was to utilize almost all the pieces of the set as possible. And I built this at a very interesting way. I didn't build it straight. I built it at a 45-degree angle, so everything's at a 45-degree angle. That's why the seats and stuff are like that, and the Kashyyyk troopers and such. And then I have this little control panel utilizing those guns again. I like to utilize, you know, something you wouldn't normally think of using. Try to utilize that. Just more detail on the bottom, as you can see. And I think it looks pretty awesome, if you ask me. But of course, I'm the builder of it, so I'm gonna always think it looks cool. Oh, sometimes I think that crap looks like crap. But yeah, what do you guys think of this cannon? I know that it's probably a bit much for the actual cannon, but I think it looks cool. What do you guys think of this design? Again, this is utilizing the 212th Battle Pack and the Kashyyyk Battle Pack. That's it. No extra parts. I'm just utilizing those two battle packs. And then the last one I have here is wouldn't really work for Kashyyyk. This is just using two 212th Battle Packs. It's another cannon. It looks more like a droid cannon. I don't really know what to make of it. I just put pieces together and made this out of it. Again, I'm trying to use those blasters as much as possible. Alright, doesn't really want to fit. Here we go. So yeah, the base is kind of cool though. Just taking the actual cannon itself off, the base itself is kind of sweet. I think, at least. So yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. Alright, well, that's it for this. What do you guys think? And of course, this can move around and such. It needs to be a little more secure, so this could probably use a little more design work than what I've already done. But for the most part, I think it does look kind of cool. You know what I really like is the fact you can see the Kashyyyk tree over there. It looks kind of sweet at this angle. Man, I can't imagine what another one over there looks like. It's going to be awesome. Alright, well, what do you guys think? I think it, honestly, personally, I think it's going to be between this and this. What do you guys think of my little creations? I know, you know, there's a billion ways better I could probably make these things, and they're completely just out of my imagination. I used no references at all. These are straight out of my head. I just took the pieces and started building something with it, and this is what I came up with. So I hope you guys like them. That's what they look like. If you don't like them, that's alright. I don't really care. They're probably not that great, but I wanted to hear what you guys wanted to think about these. That's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Let's exit out the video with the outro. Let's go.
Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed that. Now about the end segment, I bet you were like, what's this? Basically, I just wanted to show you guys, you know, we're going to be building so many battle packs here in probably a month or two. Once we have the second Kashyyyk tree done, the beach all done, the mountain continue being built, we'll actually start building those battle packs, getting some troops on there, because I know a lot of you really want to see that. Well, depending, we'll at least build the battle packs. I'm not sure whether we'll put figures on within the next month or two, because before I can actually put the figures on, I have to do all the fun little details, so all the grass, all the build-ups, the little sand mounds, the barriers, the Kashyyyk Wall, the little details. All of that has to be done before I start putting figures everywhere, so that I have a easier access and I won't be knocking figures all that over. So hopefully we'll see that in a few months or weeks, depending on how fast we work. But yeah, Right, so that's going to be it for this segment, guys. By next week, we're going to have all the water pushed out on those base plates. We'll have 2 other base plates that are kind of missing where the gray base plates are. And pretty much all that sand, I hope, will be covered. I think I need to at least get that done. And then I'm working on cleaning up the base behind the mountain right now, all the base. And those of you saw the last part of the base, there's a bunch of piles of Lego pieces from, destructing the 2 extra width of the base plates. So I've had to organize and do with all those pieces, and that's certainly not fun. But that is something you just have to do. But yeah, that's going to be it. So next week, like I said, we'll be doing all that, and hopefully we'll get into the base maybe a little bit. And I'm trying to figure out some different ways of utilizing lights outside of the base. What do you guys think? I want to hear your comments below, not only on the on what you thought of the battle pack, custom battle pack speeder and cannons I built, but also I want to hear what you guys think. What could I do for the outdoor lights of Kashyyyk? I'm going to leave you guys with that question. I want to hear what you have to say. And I think the only thing I can come up with is behind, or actually where the Kashyyyk tree is, that I don't know what you even call that, but kind of like the dock around the stem of the tree, the walkway. We could put lights in there, and we could do that for the other Kashyyyk tree. I thought of some lights maybe on the beach. I don't know. I haven't really come up with anything like really great ideas for lights for the front of Kashyyyk. So if you guys have any ideas, please let me know. I would love to listen. Well, guys, that's it for my time. Hope you guys enjoyed the segment, and I'll see you guys next week with another Building Kashyyyk. See you guys later. You guys have a great, wonderful day. Oh yes, don't forget to check out the Clone Army project. It's below. Please at least just check it out. I'm asking you guys, just click the link, check it out, see what you guys think, share it with your friends, and definitely subscribe, because that'll get you the video for next week's Building Kashyyyk. So that's really important too. And of course, like the video. It's also very important, because people who come to the video, they need to know whether it's a good or not. The like button helps with deciding that. That's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. You guys have a great and wonderful week. Bye-bye.